Hey everyone, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by Van Ganaway Chevrolet. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. I appreciate everybody joining us at our brand new set here at the Acres Media Group. Want to thank Van Ganaway Chevrolet, of course, Lake Center Home Care, Lake Sumter State College, Lassiter Wear, and Auto Owners Insurance. And you can find our podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other sites as well. And I greatly appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. It helps us a lot immensely. Today we get the chance to talk to Leesburg High School state basketball champion and class of 2020 graduate D'mani Nettles. And D'mani, thank you for joining us on the program.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, you've done a lot more in 22 years than a lot of us have done in our entire lives at this point.
Yes.
You're a busy guy, and we're going to be getting into everything that you've done in your career so far. A lot of exciting things, but you were part of the Leesburg program for 4 straight years, and grew up in the area, sort of came through the program, and were a part of that 2017 winning championship team. So you know a thing or two about building championship programs.
I do. Actually, I want to give thanks to Sean Campbell, the head coach of that program. I started basketball in 9th grade. That's the crazy thing about it. So I started basketball in 9th grade, and that first championship team they won, I was the manager for that team. So my 10th grade year, I was like, okay, I really want to take basketball serious. So I took it serious, and I made the varsity team my 10th grade year, and I had got a ring for that one too. So I got to give all flowers to Sean Campbell while he's still alive, because he gave me an opportunity that no one gave me. So I definitely want to give him flowers for giving me that opportunity.
You have an amazing story about how you actually have come back to Leesburg, which we'll touch on in a little bit. But Sean Campbell has been such a big part of your life in just a short couple of years that you were with the team. You start off, and you're the manager of the team. You get to play your sophomore year with Keon Ellis. You name all sorts of guys that you played with. Lance Irving. So some guys who, Leesburg legends. Yes. That have come through, and of course, Keon Ellis playing with the Sacramento Kings now, which is really exciting. What was it like playing with those guys?
So I was the young one. So my whole thing was to learn while they were still there, to pick up things. I think it was the best thing to play under Keon Ellis and Cordreus Graham and Jairi McLeod and Lance Irvin and Corey Patterson, because learning after them, I became one of the best defenders, on-ball defenders after they left. Mm-hmm. So I think that they was there so I can learn from them and being under them, because they taught me so much of the game of basketball, learning after them.
Yeah, that's that team you played with in 2017. They went 30-1. Think about that. Your first 2 seasons playing, you went a combined 44-9. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
it was a lot of long nights, putting in extra works, early mornings, putting in extra works, extra time studying. I think people don't understand what it really takes to win a state championship, that you really have to put in a lot of extra time to everything has to factor in. So you have to put in the extra time, not just in practice and not just in games. You can't just be in games and just be in practice to win a state championship. Everything has to play, and you also have to have chemistry to win the state championship team.
Yeah, certainly the chemistry, and that was there for sure the last few years with Leesburg, and they've been every year. I mean, what Sean Campbell has built with that program, Leesburg has become one of the premier programs to come to. You talk about the football program this year, which had its best year perhaps in school history with a lot of statistics. 10-2 season, yes. Really exciting things going on. You have a couple of football players on your team actually.
Correct.
As well. We got Kanye Gaines, who's going to Western Kentucky, which is exciting.
Yes, that's like my little brother right there. So I'm proud of him. He's just working hard, and he's going to do amazing things at his school.
Yeah, Kanye Gaines. You got Evan James on your squad as well. Evan James coming back for another year next year as well, so they're excited about that. Not sure if Solomon George is still there. Yeah, Solomon George, of course, he had a fantastic year for Leesburg as well. But, I mean, looking forward to the future, and especially this year, you guys are 8-2 this year. You guys are looking real good.
Yes, the future is bright for Leesburg. Even with our junior varsity kids, the future is bright. We're 8-2 this year. We could have been 10-0. Some of them games
easily.
Yeah, some of them games we lost ourselves. But the future is bright at Leesburg. It's very bright.
Yeah, you got some real studs on the team so far this year, and we'll break into the women's team as well because you're an assistant coach on the women's team. And Sean Campbell actually taking two teams this year. He's the varsity coach of the varsity boys and the varsity girls team this year. Now that is kind of an amazing thing as far because we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
The fact that he was able to take that on. Can you tell us kind of how that developed this year?
I could just tell you that when I came, I had the JV boys, so I was like, okay. It came on us last minute that girls who was coaching the girls, that they coach had quit the last minute. So it was like we're in a situation to where we care about the basketball program. So we care about the basketball program. There's no ifs, ands, buts. We'll take it on, and we took on. Me and Campbell took on the job, and our other coaches, Coach Schroeder and Coach Graham, we took it on and we built a program up. And within these weeks, we've been building and we've been striving for greatness.
What's it been like as such a young coach coming in here? Because you're probably one of the youngest head basketball coaches in the area. You're the head coach of the junior varsity basketball squad for Leesburg. What's it been like being a head coach at such a young age, at 22 years old?
It's a struggle at times, but learning under Sean Campbell, it make it easy for me a little bit because it's easy for me a little bit because I am only like 6 or 7 years older than them. So they look up to me as in like, wow, he really did it. He really got far with it. So I really can't relate to him. But sometimes it be struggling, but Sean Campbell will be there to help me with my problems.
Yeah, he's there to help you all the way through because you also ended up going to college after you graduated from Leesburg High School. You went to Minnesota's Northland Community Technical College to play basketball. Can you tell us about that experience? You went from Florida up to Minnesota, so I would imagine that was a little bit of shell shock for you.
Florida to Minnesota, total 360, weather, everything. I want to thank Coach Rick for giving me an opportunity to play at a college level. I played up there for 2 years. My first year started as a guard, and I had 32 points in my first playoff game ever at that college. And my second year, it was a tough season. I had tore my ACL in January, so I tore my ACL, but I also won Student of the Year at that school. And that was major because at that time that school was a predominantly white school. It's like 5% black. And I had won Student of the Year, so that was major for me too. But I always say I don't regret going there at all. I always say that is a great thing because I had time to think up there. I had time to strategize my next moves. Being in Minnesota, I thought about my business. I started my clothing business. I started planning my real estate coming home. So being in Minnesota just opened my mind up to thoughts. And I thank God for me going up there because if I wasn't up there, I don't know if I would have been any other place strategizing the way I was strategizing when I was in Minnesota.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things going on. Of course, you talk about your clothing line. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to take a short break here on the Sports Hub podcast. We'll be right back with more D'mani Nettles. Are you in need of a new car or truck? Then zoom into Van Genaway Chevrolet, a company that has always been driven by superior customer service. Van Genaway Chevrolet is your hometown good folk Chevrolet dealer. The dealership has helped generations of Lake County families find the perfect car, truck, or SUV. After 37 years and thousands of Chevrolets sold, Van Genaway has learned a lot about their customers. They don't want to be pressured, and they don't need a gimmick or giveaway. They just want fair prices and a great overall car buying experience. If you've had bad experiences purchasing automobiles elsewhere, then switch gears and try Van Genaway Chevrolet. Chances are you'll end up being a part of the ever-growing family of satisfied and loyal customers. Check out Van Genaway Chevrolet at vgchevy.com or call them today at 352-343-2400. Van Genaway Chevrolet. Find new roads. All right, we are back here on the Sports Hub podcast with D'mani Nettles with Leesburg High School, and we're talking with, you obviously went up to Minnesota to go to college, and you started a clothing line while you were up there. You talk about your clothing line that you started?
Yeah, so my clothing line is called Latroit Legacy. Basically, I just put my middle name with what I want my legacy to be, and I always wanted to have a clothing line. So I just put my middle name and put it with legacy, and I came up with Latrard Legacy. Actually, in the New Year's, we just announced that we were coming out with an athletic line. So be tuned. We are coming out with an athletic line for Latrard Legacy.
What do you guys offer as far as clothing goes?
We do streetwear.
Okay. What got you interested in sort of fashion? Have you always been interested in like the fashion lines and
I
stuff
have
like
always been interested in fashion, but I want to say COVID had another time, another lot of time to strategize. So you give me any time period to strategize, I'm always come up with ideas and business ideas.
Yeah, and that's what we love, right? We love the young mindset, and you're doing amazing things at just 22 years old. I mean, here he comes, he goes to college, you're state championship of the basketball team. You go to college, you start your own clothing line, you come down, then you get your real estate license.
Yes.
How was that studying for your real estate? What kind of got you into that? Because I feel like real estate in this area we're at in the Villages and the Leesburg, Eustis, Mount Dora area, it's kind of booming right now. So I don't blame you.
Crazy thing is, I wasn't planning on doing real estate this early. I always wanted to do real estate at like 13. Me and my brother, we always sit down to watch TV like Property Brothers, and we always said that I'll be the realtor and he'll be the builder, and we always be Property Brothers. So, but I didn't think that I would do the real estate this early, and I'm about to tell you the craziest part about it. So I came home, situation happened, couldn't go back to college, got into coaching and said, okay, if I'm going to stay in Leesburg, I got to have a plan. I don't want to be in Leesburg without a plan. So I said, okay, it's time for real estate. I signed up for real estate, passed it within a month.
Wow.
That was the most stressful month of studying and everything, and I did it within a month, and that is major. Sometimes I don't give myself credit, but that is like major because some people don't pass it on the first try.
Yeah, this is very true. Somebody who's looked into it many years ago, to do it in a month, that's incredible. And my sister's a realtor in the Villages. Takes a long time for a lot of people to get to that level.
Yep.
And to do it in a month, that is amazing. That just goes to show your study habits.
Yes.
And, because when you put your mind to something, you can accomplish anything, and you are putting your mind to a lot of different things, and it's not just the real estate things that you have going on, your own business that you've done, but you're also involved in local government in Leesburg, which I applaud you for. It's really cool to have young people looking into government stuff. What do you have going on as far as the local government goes?
I just recently joined a board. It's called West Leesburg CDC, and what we do is we look out for the communities in West Leesburg. We redevelop homes and we build new homes. This coming year, we also have a project coming. So residents in West Leesburg, stay tuned because we actually have townhomes coming in West Leesburg, and that's the first time townhomes was ever built in West Leesburg.
That is really exciting. So, what brought that? Obviously, housing is very important in Leesburg, especially in West Leesburg. You talk about what's going on over there and the need for that. How has that developed the last couple of months?
It had been developing. West Leesburg has been developing great with the help of John Christian and his side of his CDC and his churches. It has been going good, and Fred Griffin, who's brought me on and has been my mentor for the past 6 months, I just want to give a thank out to him because he has played a major role in me joining West Leesburg CDC, pushing me for coaching and pushing me for everything that I've done right now. So I do want to give a thanks to Fred Griffin because he's been pushing me.
You got some exciting things going on with Fred Griffin. You're actually going to be, I believe, his campaign manager for the 2024 election for commissioner of Leesburg District 3. So that's really exciting as well. How has that been, kind of gearing up to be a campaign manager?
We've been strategizing. We coming. That's all I can say is we coming. But Fred is a great guy, and I think he's going to be great fit for District 3 for Leesburg for commissioner. And he's actually played a major role. He's opened my brain up to other things. Like, I never thought that I would be a commissioner. I never thought I was going to be able to run for commissioner. So he had opened my mind up to that to that theory. So in the upcoming years, I'll be running for commissioner.
That's awesome. That's terrific. That's exciting stuff. This guy has so much stuff going on. See, D'mani Nettles, look out for him in the future because he's a great young mind. And so some of the people that have impacted your life, obviously, whether it's on the basketball court or off the basketball court, what are some stories that you can tell us that have really driven home? Because you set your mind to things and you just get them done. Where does that mindset come from?
I think it come from when I was a little boy. My mom, she was a single parent, and she did her best as she did. And I always felt like growing up, if I'm going to be great, I have to be the greatest at everything I put my mind to. And my mom always told me if I'm going to be able to do anything, if anything I step my foot into, to do it 100% and give it your all. So my strive comes from her. Like, she's my strength and she's my rock. So she always, every time I do something, I always go to her, and she always tell me what I need to do, and she always push me to be great.
What has been one moment that stood out to you in your life that has really impacted you the most so far? Whether it was high school, college, what moment maybe has stood out that made you into the person that you are?
I want to say the moment that made me stood out was me going to college for basketball. I always knew I was going to go academically because I was always smart. But the fact that I started in ninth grade and started really in 10th grade and went all the way to a college level, when you have some kids out here who start in basketball at like 6 or 7 and don't even get to a college level, that was like a big accomplishment in my life because I really started in 10th grade and I got all the way to college.
Yeah, and you got to college. You played in college. Unfortunately, had I believe it was a knee injury that kind of bugged you down a little bit. But you went to college. You got your associates, which is really exciting. Associates in I believe psychology, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What makes you interested in psychology?
My community. It's a big need for my community. Therapists is a big need for the black community. Sometimes people don't go to therapy because they are afraid to open up to people who's not their skin color. So I got into psychology because my community definitely need more of that.
Mm-hmm. And now you're going for your bachelor's as well.
Yes.
You're at Albany,
State
which is really exciting. So attending Albany, and of course doing the basketball thing, which we're going to be talking about the girls program coming up really quickly because they are doing incredible things with the Lady Yellow Jackets this year. They went from 1-24 and now they're an 11-win team. It's unbelievable things they're doing. We're going to take another short break and come back and finish up with D'mani Nettles. Nobody wants an aging family member who is unable to care for themselves to be home alone. Lake Center Home Care believes the best healing happens when you are most comfortable. The company provides exceptional personal care in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Whether you need skilled nursing, physical therapy, home health aides, or companion services, your loved ones will enjoy peace of mind knowing you're being taken care of and treated with respect and dignity. Lake Center Home Care is locally owned and managed with a team of highly qualified professionals who are passionate about taking care of their neighbors. Call 352-315-0050 or visit golchc.com to learn more about this amazing company. Welcome back to the Sports Hub podcast presented by Van Ganaway Chevrolet. Thanks for joining us, talking with coach of the girls basketball team, the assistant coach of the Leesburg High School girls basketball team, D'mani Nettles. And D'mani, the girls off to a really great start in the 2023 and 2024 season. I mean, you guys went from a 1-24 season last year, and you're killing it this year. You're 11-1 through 12 games this season.
Yes, we're doing a great job this year. It's tough because me and Campbell is doing both programs, but we're doing an amazing job this year on the girls' side and on the boys. But on the girls' side, mainly focus. They just different and they just hungry. Yeah, they hungry right now, and I love it. I love it because they want to win and they want to play together as a team. So that's the biggest thing. Our biggest thing is that we're all a family, from the coaching staff to the players. It's all a family.
And you could see that too, because when you go from a 1-24 season and you have a complete turnaround. I mean, some of these girls were on that team last year.
Yes.
But obviously, you got a couple of girls that come into the program and they have been terrific this year. Let me tell you, I've seen some of the huddle footage out there. Man, they're looking really good. You want to talk about the sophomore Sage McLeod you have? She is 6 feet. She has been incredible. How have you guys been utilizing her this year? Because she leads the team. I think she's at like 20 points per game.
Yes.
Seven blocks per game. Absolutely amazing.
She's amazing. She's an amazing kid. She's going to be, in the next 2 years, one of the top players around Florida. She's amazing. All she got to do is continue to keep working. But as far as utilizing her, she comes in every day ready to work. And that's all we ask, is that you come in ready to work and ready to hard. We'll figure out the X and O's, just come in and ready to work hard. And that's the big thing with all the players. They come in every day ready to work, be ready in the games. Everybody is ready to work.
Yeah, they come in and they're ready to work. She has 226 points. She has 5 rebounds, 20 points per game. Just an amazing player. And she gets plenty of help from a couple of other girls on the team. Ariana Hester has been having a really good season for you guys. 14 points, 14 three-pointers actually this year. 60 steals that Ariana has.
Yes.
So she's a great defender.
Yes, I love it when I see great defenders. I love it when I see people who wanted and willing to play defense. Most people don't want to. Most people not willing to play defense, and I think this team is different because they are willing to play defense and they willing to play hard.
Yeah, Anaya Hester.
Yes.
Also, her sister having a pretty good season as well. 18 points per game as an average. Just really doing a great thing. So that three, that core that
Yes.
you have. I mean, if they stay healthy through the season,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we
you
have
go
a
on a
great
run.
shot at going to states and winning it all.
Yeah.
We're very young. We have like one senior this year. So we just have to stay together as a team and stay together as a chemistry and stay together as a team and focus on our main objective. That's to win it all.
And I think that's where you come in, where you're 22 years old, so you're just a couple of years removed from high school. You can kind of relate to these girls in a
Yes.
way, and you have that down to earth mentality. Not just saying Sean Campbell doesn't, but he has the X and O's. He kind of puts it all together, and you all form a team and a cohesive effort. It almost reminds me on the girls' side of those 2016 and 17 teams in a way. Does it remind you kind of how those teams were?
Yeah, me and Cameron was just having a conversation about that, how they reminded us of our state championship teams. Only because, like, they're family and, like, we don't really have no problems for real other than going out there and working hard every day.
Yeah, and you do. And as far as you working hard, you're working triple
Yes.
the effort for you because you are working for the boys program and the girls program. How does that dynamic work? Because I'm not saying that there's games scheduled on certain days, like if Campbell can't make a game and he has to coach the boys, like are you the head coach or is he the head coach for all the games? I mean, that's amazing.
We've been making it work. So he's been head coach of all the games. We just been making it work. Like one time we had played Mount Dora. The girls played at 6:00, and after we done playing them, we had to drive all the way over to Lake Mineola to coach the boys games too.
Wow.
So we have an amazing program, and everybody understands. Girls and boys coaches understand that it's gonna be tough this year, but I don't think it'll be that tough to where me and Campbell can't handle it. So it's gonna be tough, but I think our program is doing very well. Boys and girls coaching staff. I got to give a big shout out to boys and girls coaching staff because they've been doing a great job, and we all have been doing a great job of handling it and keep moving forward.
Yeah, keep moving forward, and Leesburg continues to move forward each and every year. From 2017 to now, Leesburg went from like a 67% graduation rate at the school,
Michael Randolph.
and now they're at 87%. What are your thoughts on that? Principal Randolph doing some amazing things.
He's actually my principal when I think he first came in. He's amazing. He's interact with the kids. He interact with the teachers. Even me, I even work at the high school, and we have an amazing relationship. Michael Randolph is like a great principal, and he's the perfect man for the job.
And you must look up to him too. I mean, in a lot of ways, because the way that he just goes about just throughout the school and whether it's the community. I feel like I was talking to Michael Randolph earlier this year. He wants to see kids either go into a trade, he wants to see kids either go to college or go into the military. I think that's a great mindset to have.
He has a great strategy or way he wants the kids to be successful in life, and he has a great plan, and he's been building a great empire at Leesburg High School.
Yeah, he has, and just a commitment not only on the athletic side, but the academic side has been just a joy to watch. I mean, I believe they have the ACE program that they're trying to bring in as well.
ACE, and, I think they have the Cambridge, and they have a lot of programs that they not added to Leesburg High School.
Yeah,
which is major.
And as a student yourself, that must be a joy to see.
Yes, it is major that he's giving the kids around here in Leesburg that type of access to the Cambridge, the ACEs, and that's a major step for Leesburg.
And then talking about back with this girls' team, notable games coming up. You got some district games coming up, really tough ones against Bellevue, who's 6-2. You got Lecanto coming up, that's 8-4. That's got to be one you have circled on your schedule.
Yes, Lecanto. I've been looking at them. They've been doing okay this year. We got some district games, but we're looking to win them all.
Yeah, looking to win them all, and we're looking to go win a state championship this year,
that's
not
the main goal.
Yeah, exactly. As far as the boys go, hopefully they can make some noise in the playoffs as well. As far as your advice to people, because you're a young kid, and anybody that's watching this out here who might be young and coming through, you're 22 years old. What's your advice to the young people out there?
My advice to the young people out there is to keep it moving, because it's going to be a lot of times trials and tribulation. It's going to be a lot of times where you don't feel like getting up and doing it. It's going to be a lot of times where I feel like I'm just not in the mood. I have a lot of those times, but I have to keep in mind that I had set a goal, and once I set a goal, I got to finish my goal. So my advice is to keep it moving and continue to push through it all, because it's not all going to look good. Everything not going to look easy. So just continue to fight through and continue to push through.
And then the last question I have for you, what is your dream?
My dream. I have a lot of dreams. But my dream is to one day, I don't know. I keep dreaming because I never stay on one dream. I say this because if I stay on one dream, it just limit myself. So I have a lot of dreams, and I have fulfilled a lot of my dreams. So I'm just going to continue to keep dreaming. 22
years old and continuing to impress every single day. So one kid to look out for, D'mani Nettles. Thank you so much, D'mani, for coming on the show today. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll wrap up the Sports Hub next. Are you ready for your future to take flight? Whether you're graduating high school or looking to level up, Lake Sumter State College offers affordable degrees and certificates that will punch your ticket to success in a rewarding career. Plus, with programs like Direct Connect to UCF, your opportunities with LSSC are endless. So, what are you waiting for? Join us in Leesburg, Claremont, Sumterville, Four Corners, or online. Learn more at lssc.edu. Welcome back to the Sports Hub podcast. Want to thank D'mani Nettles for coming on the program today. It was great to talk to him. Want to thank our partners, Van Ganaway Chevrolet, Lake Center Home Care, Lake Sumter State College, Lasseterware, and Auto Owners Insurance. And you can catch this on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and a bunch of other sites. You can also visit Lake and Sumter Style Magazine's website as well for more sports content. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next edition of the Sports Hub Podcast.